Hi. Um, it's been a while. I wanted to come in here and apologize pretty quickly here because I have not uploaded anything to this channel in a while. Um, Mostly due to the fact that I'm trying to complete other projects that I've already started before I can get like dedicated to YouTube stuff. That being said, I am also experiencing a lot of burnout lately. Just being from my own personal problems. I have a lot of hobbies and I tend to skip between them, and I have a lot of things I do on the regular aside from work. I've got tidying, taking care of the dog, taking care of my fiance, and all that kind of stuff. And we take care of each other, but it's still things I do. Um, my blacksmithing has been going well. I have completed a couple projects. These are mostly things that I started before I started YouTube, or things that I promised people I would do before I started YouTube. Um, and then there are the things that I started afterwards because I wanted to be of a beneficial help to Laidlaw ForgeWorks, where I do my actual smithing. Um, what that being is this axe. So it's not the greatest axe in the world. It's not loose though, thankfully. Um, this is my first axe ever forged. I had to forge weld it, which is the reason why I made it, because we do axe making classes at the forge, and learning how to actually do that would be beneficial, because then if one of the other smiths has to walk away for a second, go to the bathroom, I know what they're doing and I can step in and actually assist, because I'm an apprentice. I'm supposed to be able to do that kind of stuff. So I learned how to forge weld and make an axe. Now, on top of that, I don't know if you can see it very well on the camera here, but there are some engravings on there. Um, I had the man who runs Laidlaw ForgeWorks, Rusty, help me in making guide me, I guess you could say, in making a engraver. So I've actually actively been engraving runes and symbols and stuff into things to practice. One of those being this project I owe to my buddy Brian in Calgary. It's I don't know if I can get a proper lighting on it. It's just a circle for one of his LARP costumes, but it's got a bunch of runes engraved onto it. I haven't translated it yet. I don't want to translate it yet. I know he's not a bad person, and I know runes aren't bad things. I just wanted to put it out there that I haven't translated it just because I'm lazy, not because I'm afraid that it says something awful. Um, on top of that, I have the Wyvern King sword, which is nearing completion, actively nearing completion. I've ground down all of the forge skillets on it. I've flattened the edges. I flattened the top and the bottom. I put a new point onto it. I've thinned down the tank so it's all thinner than the top where the guard's going to go. I've remodeled the guard so I can print out a proper version. Once I fix my printer, because my 3D printer broke, so I can't print the guard, then all I gotta do, I gotta harden, temper, sharpen, put the guard on, put the handle on, put the pommel on, and be done with that project. And I'm not entirely sure if that project is actually going to go to Neebs Gaming anymore, or if it's going to just hang on my wall. I've contacted the group a couple times to be like, hey, this is what I'm working on. Would you like it? The initial answers were yes, and then I contacted them a couple months ago being like, hey, I'm still working on this. Do you still want it? And it was like, we don't really have space in the office for it. So I don't know how that's going to go. And then, aside from that, I have another project I just started, which is going to be, actually, it's not going to be a YouTube project. I wanted it to be, but I got a head start on it, and I said, I was burnt out, and I just haven't really recorded anything properly. I deleted TikTok, by the way, off my phone. I'm no longer on TikTok because that place is just a cesspool. So I'm no longer on TikTok. I'll try to do more stuff for Instagram, as I'm doing, as well as everything else, Warhammer painting now. So, or gameplay, I guess. So I've got a whole Instagram for my miniature painting. I'm going to try to put more stuff onto my Instagram for my blacksmithing. But because of those two hobbies, I am making a new sword for the Play on Tabletop group here on YouTube. I talked to them once or twice to be like, hey, I'm making this thing. Would you like it, or would you like me to make it for you? The initial response was, that would be awesome. However, we just switched over to like a digital background. Like their entire background used to be all the minis and models they have, and now it's like screens with logos and effects and stuff on it, which is awesome. I'm not saying it's not awesome. I did just tell them like, hey, I wanted to make it for you guys anyways, so if you want it, let me know. I haven't heard back from them in about a month, but I'll message them back in a couple days here, be like, hey, I started work on this thing, do you want it? And if they do, then I'll give it to them, and if they don't, then I will sell that one. However, it's going to be a very simple project, which is surprising for like a Warhammer sword. It's going to be a very, very simple project. There's no funkiness to the blade. It's literally just a straight blade with a regular tip on it, and then it's a diamond pattern edge. So it's not like I have to do like bevels and then another bevel or like an apple seed. It's just flat diamond shape. It's perfect. It's awesome. I'm gonna love it. I may do one side apple seed because that's technically better for chopping. But it's also, it's a Warhammer sword. It's supposed to be hanging on the wall, so I might make it just shiny and fun and nice and cool. It's also going to be very basic because the guard's very simple. It's just the Aquila logo for the Space Marines, and then a handle and like a pommel cap. Not even like a pommel, just a pommel cap. As well, oh yes, Mehrunes Razor, which I've been delaying working on because I want to finish these projects before I get back to YouTube. It's still sitting in a bag in my truck right now. I will get back to that once I actually get back to recording. I have to like start trimming down what I do in general to work on these kind of things. And then I have the Iron Dagger, which I was that close to finishing, and then we broke it trying to correct a warp. So I'm reforging the blade for that one. If this is before I deleted my TikTok. I didn't delete my TikTok. I just deleted the app from my phone. If you go to my TikTok, you'll see videos of me engraving the guard, forging the guard, making the handle. I didn't do a video for making the pommel cap because it was a pain in the ass, and I just really didn't want to record the whole process of me learning how to weld in order to do it. I like to forge everything. It's how I do things. However, I couldn't really actively forge this one with my current skill set. So we just bent a piece of metal plate, welded, and then we made a little cap, like a little like dome, and then welded the top on top of that one, and just glued the bitch on. Glued it on. So yeah, that's almost done. I gotta reforge the blade, which I should be able to get done this weekend. Yeah, I also have two other swords in the works I won't discuss in case the person who they're for happens to find this video before I gave it to them. However, as I've stated a couple times now, I am experiencing burnout, so I may just forego those projects for a little bit and get to them next year. If I had more time, this is the thing. If I had more time at the forge, like if there was something I could go and do every day or like every other day, yeah, I'd be able to get these projects done no problem. However, I also have all these other things I'm doing. I am working, I am making a video game, I am playing Warhammer, I am learning how to play Age of Sigmar, blacksmithing, I am taking care of the dog and the house, and me and my fiance are getting married next year, and we're going to Ren Fair, and there's all these things going on, and I just got way too much. So I am trying my best to tone everything down so that when I get back into things, I can just get back into it. What I need to do is I need to finish off projects. That was the main reason behind doing things like this, was so I can actually start nailing projects off. And then I started another big one. I need to finish my game. The video game I'm making, I need to finish. I need to at least kind of build a general. I want to build at least a 750, 1,000 point army of Leagues of Votan for Warhammer. And then I'll basically be done with that one, and I will be I see Leagues of Votan and oh my god, Soulblight Gravelords, because me and my fiance are playing Sigmar. I want to play 40k, so I'm getting both Votan and the Soulblight Gravelords. I'll kind of be building them at the same time, so that's what it is. Once things calm down, then I'll be able to focus on that as well. I want to bring things down to 3 hobbies maximum. I want to do like my blacksmithing, I want to do my Warhammer, and I want to do my video game development. And even then, once the game is done, and once the alpha is ready and I've got it up on itch.io or maybe Steam even, for the alpha, I can, if it generates me money, I'll put a lot more effort into that, and then I can do that. That's the thing going on here is I love my blacksmithing. I absolutely love blacksmithing. It's one of my absolute favorite things ever. I don't make any money doing it. Like this, I didn't sell this. This isn't for someone. I'm not making money off this one. I didn't make money off that one. I haven't made any money. I made a little bit of money blacksmithing. I made about $100. And that was in the fall last year, just before Christmas, when people were buying Christmas presents off my Etsy. Which I'm not going to promote because there's nothing really new on there, and I need to focus on other things at the moment instead of, that. But yes, I'm rambling at this point just because I want to discuss these things to people who may care or may not care. But yes, that's generally the update that's going on. As well, we also have I forgot to mention, one of the other things I do is I'm a dungeon master, so I DM every other weekend, or I'm playing in a game every other weekend with my friends. So that usually takes up, like, I could go to the forge for like 8 or 9 in the morning, and then I have to leave by like 2 to get home, to shower, to then go to D&D. So I get a couple hours, but not really enough to like do a lot of things, which is why I'm trying to focus down on like 1 or 2 of the actual projects I'm doing. Yes, I am rambling. I apologize. It's nice to get all these things out there and discuss. I haven't made a YouTube. I used to do gaming. I used to do Twitch all the time, and that's where I would discuss all these life things, and that's where I would basically use it not as like therapy, but as like getting things off my chest. Would be through YouTube and Twitch. However, I stopped doing those since we moved to the new apartment. Mostly due because the lighting, as you can tell, isn't fantastic, and it takes a lot of my free time to stream. YouTube not as much, but still quite a bit, and my computer can't keep up with current games, so I can't do gaming videos anymore, so I don't. Yeah, this is turning from a update on how my blacksmithing channel is doing as how I am doing as a person, and how I'm doing as I am burning out. I'm not burnt out, I'm burning out. I will probably need to take a solid break in, I would probably say, a month from like everything but 1 or 2 of my hobbies. Like, I'm legitimately talking, I might have to stop my blacksmithing majorly for about a month. Just because it's the one thing that's like, it takes me away from the house. And if I'm here, I can, work on Warhammer, or I can work on my game, or I can hang out with my fiance, or I can do a couple other things from home. It's just getting up at 8 in the morning after working a whole week to then go to the forge, work for a couple hours, come home, get a couple hours with her, maybe go to the pool, come home, and go to bed. Like, I don't have any free time because all my free time is taken up by hobbies, which is not a bad thing. If you enjoy wasting your time, then it's not wasted. It's done for a reason. That being said, I love playing video games as well, and I have not really played any video games lately, mostly because when I go to play games, I'm like, oh, I should probably work on my game. Yeah. This has been 12 minutes of, maybe 13 minutes of me rambling my ass off. Yeah. I'm probably going to end the video here, just because if I don't, I'm just going to repeat what I've already repeated. To end this off, the TLDR, everything's going for the moment, and hopefully in the future I will have more time to do things as soon as I start making a little bit more money off of some of these hobbies. Yeah, I may put this up for sale, I may not. It's not the greatest axe in the world. It's good for throwing, but it's also, as you can tell, the shape's not great. Yeah, I probably won't sell it. It's my axe. This is my axe. Yeah.